So, but yeah. Yep, I absolutely love this little bike though. I think the last video that I uploaded, or last vlog I uploaded, was getting this thing, and I thought maybe after last week, whenever I found out I couldn't break 90 for all intents and purposes on this, that maybe it wasn't the right bike. So we ended up doing some more work on zigging. I took off the knee savers. I actually took the stock handlebars off and put the clip-ons on for the from a 500 Ninja to try and get a more comfortable riding position, which I actually like that position better. But that bike's so big and long, and the stock clip-ons for the concourse actually sweep back some, whereas the 500s just kind of came straight up. So I felt like I was stretched out on it. Almost, I mean, not laying down, but it was stretched out enough to actually affect the ability to turn and lean, because it was even more stretched out than what Katana was, where that was stretched out, but it wasn't bad. I could get up over the handlebars still whenever I wanted to, but on that, the position was great, but the handling was just a little bit off, and they didn't fit quite right. I mean, had them bolted down, tightened down and everything, but it just didn't fit quite right. And the left one was the one that seemed to be an issue. Could never get it right. So then took those off, took off the stock riser, and then put the stock handlebars back on, clip-ons back on, and that's how I've been riding it. It's more comfortable. It takes about 40 minutes to get adjusted to it, and actually, where I got used to riding it with the knee savers, where my legs were considerably straighter, and so I took those off, and it gets my knees bent how I like, and more importantly, I don't have to pick my feet up to downshift or hit the rear brake for the foot controls. The brake is absolutely perfect. It's like just push down with your foot, and you've got brakes. And then the foot controls, got to hook my foot up underneath it, but makes it a little difficult with those Icon boots. But other than that, I absolutely love that part of it, and it takes like about 40 minutes to actually get positioned right for the handlebars and everything to feel right. Until then, my shoulders are achy, and I'm fussing and whining and complaining to myself, and my back's bothering me a little bit, and then once I get accustomed to it and get myself positioned right, usually takes stopping, getting off the bike, getting back on it, riding for a few miles, stopping, getting off the bike, getting back on the bike, and then I'll finally get it right, and it's more comfortable. I mean, it's nowhere near as comfortable as a true sport bike. I don't know what it is about this riding position that I absolutely love. I don't know if it's that I'm up over the handlebars and it's just completely flickable, being up over them, and that I can sit upright, or I can lay down on it, or tuck down on it, I should say, which is kind of hard to tuck down on this one because it's so small, but still, even with it being 250, I prefer to ride this than Ziggy. And so yesterday I actually took the Shadow out for the first time in 2 weeks, for the first time since I got this bike fixed and road ready. And about 10 miles into it, I was ready to call it quits, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember now whenever I had Anna that I never had the desire to ride the Shadow for very long, because it's just actually being in that position and being on a responsive bike. I don't want anything to do with a small cruiser, and the vibrations are annoying as all get out. I mean, for short rides just around the county, it's still nice just to hop on it and cruise through town, ride out to the bike shop and back home. I mean, but that's only 15-20 miles total ride versus going, I went about 70 miles yesterday on it, and got home. It's like, came home, hopped on Richfield and took off again. So I was actually entertaining the thought, because I was trying to, because I know the 250 isn't enough. Oh man, all right, there, because I know that the 250 just isn't enough power. It's not big enough. It's not quite right. I'm trying to find somebody to buy them, and which I thought I had somebody to get the Concourse, but apparently my overpriced price was too overpriced for them. Which I didn't have any contact with the guy. It was like my buddy down at the shop. He texted me what I would want for it. I sent him back the price range that I want to get out of it, because otherwise I'll just sell it to Papa for cheap if I can't get what I want out of it, because it's still worth that much to me, since I paid that much basically, and I've done a little bit to it. And so then he told his buddy who was at the shop what the price was, and I think he just told him the top end. He didn't tell him the price range that I was wanting, which is probably better. Figured start off high, and then if he wants to make a counter offer, he can make a counter offer, since he says he likes Concourses so much. And so they're doing that. And so then his buddy, my friend at the shop's buddy, was supposed to go tell his friend who likes Concourses the price, and haven't heard anything back on it. It's been a week. I was kind of hoping that he would go ahead and do it, because I know that this little bike just won't be quite enough for me, since I actually want to get out and do some traveling, and I really don't think a little 250 Ninja is going to handle very easily trip to Baltimore, trip to Atlanta, trip out to Houston if I go that way, or Vegas or anything like that. So it's as much as I love riding it, I think that after putting that many miles on it and at those speeds, this little bike just would say, no, screw you, that's not cool. Because I mean, it's just can't run at those kinds of speeds. I mean, it's running right now, I'm at 7,000 RPMs at 60. So, and I think it's up at 75 to 80. Whenever I get up there, it's running close to 10 grand. Yeah, running close to 10 grand, because it doesn't break 11,000 RPMs. She doesn't break 11,000. So I was hoping to actually have someone to buy at least one of the bikes, because if I could sell Ziggy, then that would be enough money to cover getting, basically cover getting anyways, the F4i that I was wanting to get to start with, or the SV650, or maybe even a ZX6R. I'll tell you what I would really love to get would be one of the 08 body style models of the Gixxers. That body style with the smaller headlight is just absolutely gorgeous to me. I mean, I like the older ones, like the 2002 to 2004 model with the one that looks like the Superman emblem. Those look great, but they're not quite it. And I just love the narrower style of the 08 versus what is it, the 06. But it's not even warm yet. It's not even spring yet. We're still in February, so I've got plenty of time to try and find a buyer before I try making any long rides or anything. So, but yeah, that is pretty much it. Let's see what. At 75, we're doing 9,000 RPMs. So yeah, we're running up around 10 grand whenever we get up to 80 or so. Slow back down now. And but yeah, that's pretty much it. I have babbled far too long now. I don't even know what time it is. I'm on a tight schedule, actually. Just checking out something for where I might be able to take some pictures of the bikes for the shop whenever I convince them to let me start riding them and doing more stuff than just more than just taking pictures and putting stuff up on the website. I actually do rides for them and impressions and that type of stuff. But anyways, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, get ready to head to Indy, and talk to you all real soon. This has been Betaclone 076, bringing the ruin of my mind to yours, one word at a time.